Yo, it's Phil Black, Creative Drive, back with Tell Me More. So I'm driving. I'm in Jacksonville. I came down here for the weekend. And I pick up Mike. We start talking. He going Rocky Run. And I'm like, he said he from Baltimore. So I was like, fucking Baltimore. So he was like, yo, you from D.C.? I was like, nah, I lived out there. So, we just started talking about it, how it's a different planet. And he done told me I done heard some stories. This is one of the wildest stories I ever heard, yo. Could you tell me more about that story you was just telling me, or tell them the story?
Of course. Okay, look, check it. My first time bringing my wife up to Baltimore, right? We stand at my grandmother's house. She stay on Cecil Avenue. I say, look, she said she want to vape. I said, you ain't vaping in my grandmother's house. I said, stand on that back porch and don't leave that motherfucking porch. I said, as long as you on that goddamn porch of this house, you safe. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. 10 minutes later, she come in the house crying. I mean crying. I'm like, what the fuck happened to you? She said, I saw a cat in the alley. I went to go look at it and I got robbed. I said, didn't I tell you to stay on the motherfucking porch? I saw a cat. Ooh. I said, well, that's your own fucking fault. Took her phone, took her wallet, even took a goddamn vape. I said, I told your stupid ass. Bro, 20 minutes later, my cousin walking the door. What's up, bro? He said, yeah, I'm good. Just robbed a little white bitch out in the back alley. I said, you did what? He said, I just robbed a little white bitch out in the alley. Got me a new iPhone, vape, about $40. I said, bro, let me see that motherfucking phone. Why am I the screensaver with my motherfucking wife? I said, nigga, did you look at the fucking phone? That's my fucking wife. He said, oh shit, I ain't know. It's just a random white bitch in the back. I ain't know that hoe. I said, bro, apologize right now. I said, wait, did you pull a strap on it? He said, I put it to a fucking temple. I said, bro, go apologize right now, give her shit back. And give her $100 for the inconvenience. He said, I'm sorry, little cuz, I'm sorry. I said, I told her to stay on the back porch. So I don't know whether to be mad or laugh my ass off, but that's a damn good life lesson right there, boy. And that's true, real life happen. East side of Baltimore, baby.
That is wild.
Own family did the dirt.
So be out here, since you've been out here, it'd be boring to you?
No, it's not boring. I see a lot of fake ass gangsters though. I ain't gonna lie. It'd be a lot of people trying to act tough, and then you check them, and then they turn into like a little turtle hiding in their shell. I think North Carolina is a lot different from the city I was in. Baltimore is different. Somebody say something to you, okay, we fighting after that. Here, somebody try to get crazy with you, check them. That's the end of it. They get checked. I ain't sleeping on Jacksonville, but it ain't hitting like that Baltimore. It ain't hitting like Baltimore.
I don't think nobody hitting like Baltimore, man.
It's a wild jungle, my guy.
Not a place, not anywhere I've been to.
Wild jungle, my guy.
I remember my boy used to tell me about Park Heights, right? So I meet this chick, and first time I go to see her is at nighttime, and I hadn't been to Park Heights yet.
Bad idea.
Bruh, I get to Park Heights, it's probably like 10 o'clock. I swear it's like 100 people outside.
Yes, sir.
Bruh, to this day, I don't even know why I got out the car. Nothing happened, but to this day, if I went there today, and I wouldn't have got out the car. If I ever go back there, I wouldn't never get out the car again in Baltimore at 10 o'clock at night in Park Heights.
He said, I'm risking my life for this one right here.
Bro, I don't even know why I did it.
She must have been a bad mama jump.
Yeah, it was crazy. You hear them stories about New York when they go into project buildings and it'd be 1,000 people. That was the closest I ever seen to an environment like that, bro.
Oh, yeah. No, it's different out there now. It'd be day, night, snow, rain, sleet. It's gonna be motherfuckers outside. Posted up.
That's wild, man.
Hey, you gotta know where you at, and you better know somebody where you at.
Now, what you think so with Javante, yo? They say he about to fight Pitbull again.
Honestly, all that shit is just for the money. Let's be real here. Ain't nobody fighting for nothing. It's all for the money. It's all for the money. It's all for the money. It's to create a hype and get a following and make some money. End of the day, probably shit's all lined up and rigged anyway.
Yeah, him and Shakur got to fight. That's the fight.
No, that'd be a good fight. That'd be a good fight now.
That's the only fight that
might
really
go all
makes
the way.
sense.
That might be all the way. That might not get a motherfucker knocked out. That ain't gonna be a knockout. That would actually go all the way.
That's gonna be a straight up chess match.
That's gonna be who can take the most hits, because they both gonna be landing them.
I used to think that Tank would knock him out, but now
He can take a blow now.
After seeing his last few fights on Shakur, I'm like, man, I don't know.
I actually might. If they lined that up, I would pay for the pay-per-view for that. Pitbull, nah.
Yeah, that fight don't excite me. They already did that one. I don't like.
It's like, why you gonna do the same thing you already done? We done been here before.
Right. If anything, fight Lamont again. But like, even that one.
Nah. Oh. Hey man, I appreciate the ride though. It was fun.
Yes, indeed.
You know, listen. You know what's crazy? I got an Uber one time in Florida. Motherfucker heard me say 2. He was like, "You from Baltimore?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm from DC." I said, "Oh shit." He said, "I should take it the fuck out my car." I said, "I shouldn't tip your bitch ass." We laughed it off. He took me and I tipped him. But most of the time, Baltimore and DC motherfuckers don't sit in the same car together and have a good conversation. But I appreciate you, brother. You have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Now.
You too, man. Peace.
All right, now. How the fuck you open this door? Oh, that's fancy right there. I see you, brother.
Already. Yeah, that was a wild Baltimore story. And I know it was true. Cause I done seen the wildest things I've ever seen, I've seen in Baltimore. Of all the places I've been, it's been in Baltimore. And I ain't even respect that story tonight. But yeah, it's Creative Drive. Tell me more. Episode 4. We out. Peace.